Today we have with us Medha Purkar. She has completed her degree in sociology and French. She has been teaching French since last 10 years. She is associated with Symbiosis Institute and some other educational institutes from Pune. Very first questions. Many times students go for foreign languages after completing their 10th. Means they can opt for a foreign language when they are in college. So according to you, which age do you think is perfect to start learning a foreign language?
Actually, age is no bar. You can start learning language at any point of time. Say a 3 years old boy or a girl can start learning language, or a 60 years man also can start learning language. So age is no bar. But normally in India, particularly in Maharashtra, there are schools who offer foreign languages, especially French and German, from 8th standard. Maharashtra board has given this opportunity to learn French and German from 8th. Same way Delhi board schools, they do have French and German from 6th standard. And there are national schools where students start learning French from 2nd and 3rd as well. But if you ask me, after 10th as well, you can start learning any foreign language. And that is actually good, because after 10th, that is the age when a student knows what he wants to do, what his aptitude, and what are his likings. So after 10th, if anyone starts learning language, it's good. Now, after 10th, if somebody wants to learn language, there are again two options available. One, that student can opt for a foreign language which is there in college. For 11th and 12th, again, Maharashtra board has offered French and German as one of the subjects for 12th standard board exam. Again, it's only for French and German. So they can start learning French or German from 11th as one of their subjects. But then it becomes only a learning of a language as a subject, as a scoring subject. Many students look at it as a scoring subject because most of the seniors, they tell them that, okay, you take French and you will score 90, more than 90 out of 100. You take German and you will score more than 95 out of out of 100. So this way it helps for scoring and to get a good percentage in 12th exams. So that is the one way of learning a language. But I won't say it's learning a language. It's just a subject, because there the pattern is different. You don't learn the language, but you learn the subject. That means the grammar. You do the exercises. You want the mastery over that particular grammar, and you want to give perfect answer to that given blank, and you want to score. So that is not a learning of a language. It is just a subject. And the second option is actually the learning of the language, where there are various institutes in Pune, in Maharashtra. They offer the learning of foreign languages, European languages, as well as other foreign languages too. And that is actually the learning of the language. Through that, you learn the language, you know how to communicate in that language, you know how to write in that language. It's not only about the grammar of the language, but it is about the communication of that particular language.
Apart from German and French, which other foreign languages can be learned in Pune or in Maharashtra?
As you know, Pune is the capital of the education. So in Pune, there are various institutes which offer these courses of foreign languages. There are three basic main institutes in Pune. First of all is Pune University. Under Pune University, there is a foreign language department which is called as Ranade Institute, that offers various courses in various languages like French, German, Spanish, Russian, Japanese. Then for German, there is Max Muller Bhavan, which is the international institute, means they have their branches all over the world. Same way for French, there is Alliance Française. Again, Alliance Française has their different branches in all over the world. For Spanish, one more institute is coming up in Pune, and they have just established their branch in Pune. And Symbiosis Institute of Foreign and Indian Languages, where I teach, that also offers various courses in these all foreign languages: French, German, Spanish, Russian, Italian, Japanese and Chinese. So these are the three basic institutes, major institutes in Pune itself, Pune city. And there are various other institutes as well in Pune. Small institutes, they offer various courses in foreign languages. Apart from that, in Mumbai also, Mumbai University offers a few courses in foreign languages. And the other cities of Maharashtra, they don't have that much of institutes which offer French or German or any foreign languages. But in Nashik, I suppose now they have, Nashik is growing city, so in Nashik as well, there are few institutes which offer foreign languages training.
You just told us about these institutes for learning foreign languages. So we would like to know what exactly is the course structure and
Course structure, it varies from institute to institute. As I have told you, Ranade Institute is part of Pune University. So it does have grant, it does have UGC support. So in Ranade Institute, there are courses like 1 year courses, 3 courses consecutively, certificate course, diploma course and advanced diploma course. It's 1 year course as it is aided. If you go to Baxmuller Bhavan for German, then it's affiliated to German embassy. French, for French, Alliance Française is affiliated to French embassy. So in German, for German, Alliance Française, Maxmuller Bhavan, they do offer courses. The course structure is different over there. In German, for German, in Maxmuller Bhavan, it's 1.5 month course, but which is for the whole day. Say it starts around 8 o'clock and the course, the whole day, the various lectures are there and it ends at say around 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock. So same way, 1.5 month it goes on. Same way for French in Alliance Française, they do have courses every day, 2 to 3 hours. It goes on for 4.5 months. In Symbiosis where I teach, again every month and every month we start a new course. We have a different structure level. So it varies as per the institute.
what is the basic qualification for all these courses?
To start learning foreign languages in any of these institutes, the basic qualification is 10th pass. You have to pass your 10th and that's the basic qualification. And so anyone who has passed his or her 10th can start learning any foreign language in these given institutes.
What is the type of examinations of these courses?
Every institute has its own examination at the end of the course. So Ranade Institute, Pune University, after completing 1 year, they do have certificate exam. So in Alliance Française, they do have their own exam. In Symbiosis, they do have their own exam. So after completing that particular course in that particular institute, the exam is different and that is from that institute. But if you are learning any language from any institute, now for European languages, they have developed, there is an international body and they have developed some uniformity in learning a foreign language. So there is an international body which conducts these international exams, and after completing those international exams, if you pass, if you are through those international exams, you get international certification. So for European languages, there is a structure like after completing 100 hours of learning of that particular language, you can pass the exam called A1. After that, more of 100 hours of learning and you can pass the exam, rather you can appear for the exam of A2. Same way it goes on for B1 and B2. So these are the four basic exams. Once you have that B2 qualification, that means you have good knowledge of that particular language. And if you want mastery over that particular language, you go on and you appear for C1 and C2. So this is the structure, and this is the structure for all European languages. That means French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and so there is an international body which has developed can-do statements and uniformity in the learning of foreign languages.
Do you think that learning Sanskrit along with these foreign languages is an advantage?
Yes, of course. Sanskrit is the mother of all languages, especially all Indian languages. It is also known that there are similarities in grammar pattern of Sanskrit and German. So if you know Sanskrit, it's easy to learn German. Rather, with that comparison, you can easily understand those grammar pattern of German language. Same way, many Indian languages they have their origin in Sanskrit. So the grammar and the use of the language, application of the language is quite similar to Sanskrit, and that similarity we also find in some European languages. So because there is some Indo-European connection in all the languages, in European languages and Indian languages. So there are similarities in French, and if you say Marathi and French, there are a lot of similarities. If you say Spanish, if you see Spanish and other Indian languages, again there are a lot of similarities. So if you know Sanskrit, it is definitely going to help you to learn a different language. And not only Sanskrit, once you have mastery over one language, it definitely helps you to learn another language. And as you know, Sanskrit is the mother of all languages. So of course it is helpful, and it gives additional advantage to learn any foreign language.
Can students learn these foreign languages on their own, I mean at home or with e-learning?
That's an interesting question. But the thing is, learning a language, it is not a self-study. Of course, it needs self-study, but at what level? Once you know basics of the language. Nowadays, there are various websites available, various books with CDs, and a lot of material available to learn a language. But it helps to learn a language. Of course, it helps to learn a language, but it is not the only way of learning the language, because language means communication. You go through the CD, you learn through books, you learn through the websites, but you can't communicate. Language also means that understanding of the native accent. The person who has that mother tongue, for example, a Frenchman, if he starts speaking, so you should be able to understand what he is talking. So that understanding of that language, and not only understanding, but answering those questions, reproducing that particular language is more important. When you learn on your own that particular language, then you know the grammar. Okay, you can solve grammar exercises, but you can't communicate properly, because for communication you need more than two persons. So my suggestion is, if you want to learn a language in a good way, uh, the best way of learning a language is to be with other 4 to 5 students and with a good teacher, where you can communicate in that particular language. And for the self-study, you can use all these other materials, e-learning, you say websites and different books and CDs. But that is not the only source, or that is not the good way of learning a language.
Do you think learning a foreign language is very much important these days?
Yes, of course. It does have very much importance nowadays. Learning a foreign language, it opens various opportunities for you, not only for your career, but only for for the development of your personality. When you learn a language, through the language, you know more about that particular country. You know more about that particular culture, the way those person behave, the way those person think. So it helps you to improve yourself, to develop your personality. So it broadens your horizons. So learning a language, it is important. It's never in vain. For career, yes, it is definitely important nowadays. Language uh, is about thinking. It's about the literature. It's about your way of life. It is all about your being human. So when you learn a foreign language, you not only develop your personality, but it gives you so many more things. It gives you various aspects to think about the same thing. It gives you broader perspective to think. So it is important. Yes, definitely.
Coming to the last question, what are the job opportunities and career options after learning foreign languages?
Nowadays, sky's the limit, I would say. As I've told you, there are these international certifications. So if you want to do a career in the language field, you get those international certifications. You do your masters in that particular language, and sky's the limit. There is a scope, there are job opportunities for the translators, because as the process of globalization has started, and so various companies are coming in India. Indian companies are going abroad. They are having different projects in different countries. So once you know that particular language, these companies, they do need the personnel. They do need employees who know that particular language, who can communicate easily, who can translate that particular material, that particular data. So translation, interpretation, that is the major career opportunity nowadays. Once you have that mastery over the language, and after completing your masters or C1 C2, you get the opportunity, you get the job in translation or interpretation field with a good salary. Secondly, teaching of that particular language. As I've told you, there are international schools where second and third standard students start learning foreign languages. In Maharashtra board schools, there are a few schools, they offer French and German from 8th standard. And for 11th and 12th as well, they need good teachers for 11th and 12th standard students. So teaching again is a good option after completing masters, after having good knowledge of that particular language. Plus, as I've told you, corporate trainings, because nowadays many companies, they do have skilled laborers, skilled employees. They are engineers, they have good knowledge of their own career, but they are working on some other projects. They are working on the projects from the project in France, and then French people, they don't know English. So these engineers who are working on that particular project, if they know this language, French language, then their scope widens. That company prefers these kind of personnel who have this basic qualification of engineering. So they have that basic qualification, they have that mastery over their field, their career, plus they have this additional qualification of a foreign language. So they have a vast scope. There are nowadays many new job opportunities are coming in for engineers who are mobile engineers and who know German. So even if you are from engineering background, even if you are from science background, once you know a foreign language, there is a vast scope. Multinational companies, they do always prefer the personnel who know one extra foreign language, because then the task gets easy for those multinational companies, because that personnel already knows that particular language, so they don't have to waste more time teaching or training them for that particular language. So they do prefer these kind of personnel. If you are from the commerce background, then again there are various international banks now coming in, or the banks which have their branches all over world. So if you know that particular language, then obviously these banks, they prefer these kind of students who are from commerce background, but they do know one foreign language. Same way, pharmaceutical background, if you have and you know a foreign language, definitely it helps. So it not only arts, means after 10th you prefer arts, you go for arts faculty and you learn a language, you take a mastery, and then you do your career in that particular foreign language. That is not only the scope. Now for any background, any career, if you have this additional qualification of foreign language, if you know that foreign language till A2 level or B1 level, that means you are absorbed in a good company with a good salary.
Today, Meedadai gave us very much important information about learning foreign language and also career options in it. So, thank you, Dai, for your guidance.